As AI technology develops, its use should be made available for everyone, not just the few, with privileges equally distributed and experienced. So says the Ada Lovelace Institute, an independent research institute that engages with industry, government and communities.
Joining me now is Andrew Straight and Francine Bennett from the Ada Lovelace Institute. For anyone out there that doesn't know who Ada Lovelace is, who is she?
Great question. Ada Lovelace is considered to be now one of the first modern computer programmers. She worked with Charles Babbage, who was a famous mathematician, to create one of the very first computing machines. And that inspired future computer scientists like Alan Turing to further sort of work on advances in computing. She was also very famous for taking a very societally focused approach to computer science and thinking about the ways in which computing can shape and change society, which is a core aspect of the Institute's work today.
Ada's father was the poet Lord Byron, and she described herself as a poetic scientist. Is this the philosophy of the Institute?
Yes, we take a lot of inspiration from that, and she's got a very interesting background of that sort of poetic side and the very deep mathematical scientific side. And we think it's really important to think about technology and data not just through the technical lens, but also through the wider lens of how do these technologies help us in society, and how can they have positive benefits for all of us, or sometimes how do we make sure that they don't act negatively on us.
So AI is obviously the big topic. Some people think it's the greatest thing ever. Other people think it's the biggest risk to humanity. Andrew, you worked for Google DeepMind. So you worked in ethics. So you're a bit of an expert in this area. What do you think?
Well, I think it's understandable why a lot more people today are concerned about AI. AI is impacting our day-to-day lives in more increasing ways, from the kinds of jobs that we're offered, the kinds of information we see in social media, the ways in which we interact with our doctors or nursing providers or educators. But I think whether AI is going to be a force for good or a force for negative impact in the world really comes down to how we use it. It comes down to these questions of being very careful about how it is developed and deployed, having strong regulations and governance that ensure that it is done safely and ethically, and making sure, most and above all, that we understand and study its impacts and the complex social environments in which it's used.
And Francine, should we love it or fear it?
Neither, basically. AI is a tool. It's a tool that has recently moved on really quickly, and it's got capabilities faster than most of us expected, I think. And those capabilities change things. So it's on us to work out how we want to use them to create positive change, and how we want to shape things so that we don't have any negative effects, and we get all the positives, and those positives are widely shared, is a very important part.
AI is developing rapidly. The Institute has only been going since 2018. Are you managing to keep up?
I would not say that we have all the answers, no, but we're certainly very fortunate in the sense that we've been working on this question of the societal impacts of AI on data for quite a long time, since 2018. The work that we do is very much focused on trying to understand how AI and data are shaping different aspects of our day-to-day lives, and most importantly, shaping the relational dynamics between different people, from the relationship between a doctor and a nurse and a patient, or a teacher and a student. So for us, we think that we're in a very good position at the moment to help address and answer some of these questions about new and emerging technologies and cut through the hype. What is actually new about them? What is distinct about them? What kinds of risks or issues might they raise? And crucially, how might they be able to benefit more than just a select few number of people, but to provide benefits for a wide number?
Andrew, what's the most important thing you're working on right now to make sure that people trust AI?
Well, the main thing we're working on is that sense of what kinds of regulation do you need to ensure that AI is trustworthy. You can think about how you are when you go into a grocery store. We don't question whether the food is safe or not. We trust that it's safe. When we enter a car, we trust that it's gone through rigorous safety tests before it's put in market. And we go on airplanes. We trust that if things were to go wrong, there's modes of liability, modes of redress, and a lot of safety evaluation that's taken place well before you've even stepped into that airplane. That's the kind of things we're looking at when we think about AI regulation. How do you create that kind of environment where you have safety testing at various stages of the development process, modes of liability and redress when things go wrong, and modes of recall for when there are cases of bad AI in the market. Most of our work is trying to figure out what does it look like for the AI sector.
Andrew, Francine, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.